They
That's
said no
right.
pressure for a month, and I pretty much just gotta wait and sit here and watch it like Derek Lewis knocking people out. Apparently, just sitting there waiting for the uppercut that he landed on Curtis Blaydes, caught him once and put him to sleep.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Like people
man.
have really been handing out blankets recently, the way they've been sleeping in the middle of the fucking octagon.
Oh my god, man! This shit with Curtis Blaydes was hilarious because after he got knocked out and he was like, stiff as a board, his feet did the same thing Overeem did when he got knocked out. They kind of like folded in. So that's how you know that somebody has been viciously knocked out.
Yeah,
And
the feet and the arms.
Yeah, they say he didn't wake up for like another 4 or 5 minutes, man. Like he woke up. They said that he had tears in his eyes and all that. And it wasn't because he was crying, because he was knocked out so hard that his consciousness just started crying.
His brain, what I mean?
His brain, yeah. And that's crazy, man. And Derek Lewis, he timed it. His camp, they drilled it. They were like, yeah, man, we was just waiting for him to, do a crotch sniffer, and we was going to go ahead and, give him one.
Man, I was watching that, and so me and Lyle were sitting here last night, and I was watching the fight. And if you watch it, like you see Curtis Blaydes fainting quite a bit, but like, Derek Lewis isn't really biting like that. So like when he actually did go in for that strong takedown, Derek Lewis winded up with like all of his might and just punched him square in the face and knocked him out. And I was just like talking to Lyle right before it happened. I was like, yo, he's gonna knock him out. And surely enough, about 5 minutes later, he was unconscious.
Yeah, really unconscious.
He pulled from every fight that he lost. That's what happened. Derek Lewis pulled from every fight that he lost when he hit the uppercut, tightened the boy up. It's like Kendrick said, you want to see a dead body? Like,
what's funny about this is only like the third time that Curtis Blaydes has actually lost. You know what I mean? The other two were against Francis.
Francis folded him up too, but the smelling salts didn't work. They had a breakout. The referees had to do a ritual, because like he was out. He was out. I'm talking about doctors hopping the cage like they won the fight just to check on him because he was he was out. And I was like, oh shit. And then Derek Lewis got, 2 extra stiff ones in for a good measure. Yeah, so I was like, hey, Derek's, why'd you do the 2 extra shots? He was like, oh, it's the referee's fault, not mine.
So that's Herb Dean's fault. Hit him 2 hard times in the face. I'm like, yo, he knew he was out.
Listen, man. One thing he learned in MMA is this: it's not over until the ref stops the fight, yo.
Yeah.
Who was it? This was years ago. What was the fight where I think it was Czech Congo and somebody else when he fought, they both got knocked out. And it's Pat Barry. Yeah, Pat Barry, like, yo, they both knock each other out. It's like, yo, sometimes even once you drop them, you just got to keep hitting them. Like, that's what, I think it was when Curtis Blaydes fought Francis Ngannou. Like, Francis folded him and he just kept hitting him. He was like, yo, listen, I'm not stopping until the ref stops the fight. So, I get it. Granted, he's just playing by the rules at the end of the day. Someone like that he was stretched out. Like, he was as stiff as an ironing board.
Yeah,
he had extra starch poured on him after that.
My question to y'all is, where do you think Derek Lewis sits in the heavyweight division in the UFC?
He's right under Francis, man. You're right. It's Stipe, Francis, and Derek. That's the top 3 of the heavyweight division right now.
So do you think he could jump ahead of John in any type of way? Or do you think because Dana White's like going to stick to his plan, that's the case?
Yeah, absolutely. John is, pound for pound number 2. John is the former champ who's still undefeated. Also, he's a bigger cash cow than Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, he's getting up there. He's getting a real big fan base. A lot of people fuck with him, but John Jones versus Stipe or John Jones versus Francis sells a lot more pay-per-views than Derek versus the other 2. Now, I think Derek Lewis, if he doesn't want to wait, which in my opinion, I don't think he should, because he might be waiting for a long time, he should just take one more fight in the meantime. I think he should fight Alexander Volkov in a rematch.
I think he should fight also Overeem again. Only because I think that fight's a little bit. I think Derek Lewis, if he loses his next fight, I don't think he gets another title shot.
No, but why fight Alistair Overeem when Alistair Overeem also just got knocked out like 2-3 weekends ago?
I think stylistically that
by
match,
Alexander Volkov.
I'm not saying that it's going to do more for him as far as ranking goes, because it won't. But at the same point in time, I think it's a better matchup. And if he's trying to just be active and possibly get another win under his belt in the meantime, that might not be such a bad fight to take.
Yeah, the UFC's not going to do it though.
Yeah, like I understand where you're coming from, because it's like, yo, it could be an easy win for him, right? But at the same time, like Lau said, I don't think the UFC's doing that, just because, for one, I don't think Derek Lewis would even want to do that, just because in his case he risks too much. You know what I'm saying? Because like, let's say, because I think Alistair Overeem, I think he lost that fight. He was off of what, a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Before he had lost. So it's like, it's not like he was on like a 4-loss. It wasn't like he was on a 4-fight losing streak, and then it's like, yo, let's give him Derek Lewis. Feed Derek Lewis to him, or feed him to Derek Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for Derek Lewis right now, if how everything's playing out, you'll have Francis and Stipe, then you'll probably have John fight the winner of that, and then Derek Lewis can hopefully get himself in that spot. Granted, I agree with you. He's gonna probably have to fight someone like Volkanovski or whatever. Or Volkanov would probably be the best option for him right now, just because if he's gonna fight someone, at least let it be off of a win. Like, if he was to lose it, it's like, okay, I don't know. I just don't think it'd be best for him to risk losing a fight to someone that just came off of a loss, off a knockout. Like, you probably had one of the best knockouts of the year so far. And we just were talking about how Bull just got knocked out pretty bad a couple weeks ago. So you lose to that guy, it's just like how we were talking about Conor and Poirier. Like, if Poirier was to lose to Conor, he just threw everything out the window, like the trying to go for the belt and all of that type of stuff. But it's a whole nother conversation. So
yeah, I'm not saying that it's necessarily it will do the most for him. I'm just saying that I think it could be an easier fight for him, more or less anything else. Like, in my opinion, like, it's like if he wanted the more guaranteed win. But I think if you want the more guaranteed title shot, then yeah, you take the Volkov fight.
I just think that he should fight Alexander Volkov. He's the only other guy that got a streak, top 5. It's him versus Derek, the rematch, and the winner gets to fight after John does. You know, you could put that in some type of co-main event under John or something. I don't know, but like, I don't think Derek Lewis should be waiting from now till 2022. That's for him. You could tell he's a fighter that, hey, he shouldn't be having layoffs. You know what I mean? He's not fighting number 15 and number, not ranked people. He's going to be fighting top 5 opponents. And, he has lost before. So he needs to, fight Volkov. Yeah. Hopefully he could beat Volkov and then keep his title shot. And Derek said himself, he don't really care about the title shot. He cares more about making sure he get a bigger contract, because his contract is almost up. He has one more fight now.